Hey, good morning, good morning, good morning. Thanks so much for tuning in to the Wealthy, Healthy, Happy Show. I am your host, ERGJ, Certified Financial Educator. Today is Fan Friday. Here's the deal, guys. We've been going through the book, The 15 Laws of Invaluable Growth by John C. Maxwell, and we are on law number 6, which is the law of environment. So we started with law number 1, which is law of intentionality, which is that you want to be intentional about where you want to go. Law number 2 is the law of awareness. No. Law number 2 is law number 2 is law of awareness. Yes, law of awareness meaning that you want to be aware of your surroundings and also be aware of possible mentors that can guide you along the way. Law number 3 is the law of the mirror. What do you see when you look in the mirror? Hopefully you see awesome. Hopefully you see phenomenal. Hopefully you see greatness when you look in the mirror. Law number 4 is the law of reflection. Right? That says that you want to capture the moment. Each and every day, you want to take some pauses throughout your day to capture the moment, to bring it on in, and to understand where you are. Law number 5, the law of consistency. Law of consistency, consistent action breeds success. And we're into the law of environment, where growth thrives in conducive surroundings. So we understand that birds of a feather flock together. So who are you flocking with? And so we've been talking about this all week, and we kind of want to recap. And this is Fan Friday. The seats are open to everyone to share their experience throughout the week, how the law of environment and going through this has helped you to grow, because we dare you to grow here on this show. We got our co-host, Mr. Pat, here with us today. How are you, sir?
Phenomenal. And
Absolutely.
So are you.
So are you. I'm feeling great today. Thanks so much, Pat. And we got Peter, cool dude, in the building. How are you, sir?
I'm doing unbelievable.
Unbelievable. Fantastic, man. So we've been talking about the law of environment, Peter. I know you've probably been chiming in, or it's your first time here with us today. We were talking about where you stand and who's surrounding you, who's around you. And if you are the smartest person in your room, in your circle, it's time to find a new room. Because here's the deal. If you're at the top of the heap, you can only go one place, and that's down. So we're challenging ourselves to put ourselves in new environments, uncomfortable environments, but places that are conducive for growth. And so we started by, as we do a quick recap, we talked about some questions that you kind of want to ask yourself as it relates to assessing where you currently are. Some of those questions related to music, like what songs uplift you, thoughts, what ideas speak to you, experiences, what experiences rejuvenate you, your friends, which people encourage you, your recreation, what activities revive you, the soul, what spiritual exercises strengthen you, your hopes, what dreams inspire you, your home, what family members care for you, giftedness, what blessings activate you, and then memories, what recollections make you smile, and books, what have you read that has changed you? So we're reading the 15 Laws of Invaluable Growth, and that's kind of how you assess the soil, so to speak. All of these different areas in your life, are you putting yourselves in situations where you're being uplifted, you're being revived, you're being rejuvenated, all these things that can help you to grow? Peter, any thoughts on that?
That's a lot to take in there, E.
Well, did anyone in those particular areas speak out to you?
Well, I know it probably happens to you a lot because when you walk into the room, you're probably the smartest person in there. So it's trying to find other places to go. I think one of the things that we all can do, and I know what I did last year, is a friend of mine got me to join here in Raleigh, North Carolina. It's called Triangle AMA, which is the American Marketing Association. I've been advertising all my life, marketing, and I really never joined. I never saw the need to, and he made me join. And so I met a lot of new people through there, and by volunteering, I volunteered on the sponsorship committee, and now next year they asked me to take on a larger role. And so the funny thing is I'm meeting a lot of young kids that are really smart, and they turn around and look at me too, because I have a lot of experience, so they ask me a lot of questions. So I think it's a win-win situation for both of us, where I'm looking at them as the future of the organization. They're looking to me for experience and guidance too. So,
man, that is a great point, man. I'm actually part of an organization where the organization, I tell them we have to merge our generations, because, like you said, the older generation, or I like to call them the elders, they have the experience and they've been doing it for a while, and they typically kind of run the organization. But then you got this new influx of people who have the innovation, they have the drive, and they can really push the organization to the next level with the new age. And so it's kind of that mix between like, well, the elders have the voice, and they need to let the young people have some voice, have some say, have some roles in the organization. And then obviously the younger generation got to listen. So we keep hitting our head and doing the stuff that don't work. So like you said, it is a win-win. And I think if we can merge those generations, man, any organization, I think this goes for any organization, it could be a top flight organization if they just learn to leverage both sides of that equation as relates to the young and the old. Pat, man, you volunteered anywhere where you find yourself going into a room and it's been kind of that way and it's helped you to grow?
Well, yeah, like I said, I've been going on these little tour things and speaking to people in different little cities, which have physically put me in a bigger room, But part of that is I volunteer to do to go and do presentations for them. But kind of back to your original question, as we go over the law of environment, what do we need to consider? And we need to consider the first laws that we've already learned. Are you intentionally doing something about your environment? Are you aware of your environment? So when you get in your car in the morning, what are you listening to on the way? A lot of us spend time every day getting from where we live to where we work. And we may spend 30 minutes a day. What are you feeding yourself that 30 minutes? And are you intentional about what you are feeding yourself that 30 minutes? Are you aware? Are you actually paying attention to what you're listening to? Because if you ain't got a plan, somebody else has got a plan for you. And they're feeding it to you.
And guess what they plan? Guess they got planned for you. Not much. I can tell you that. They ain't got not much planned for you. Hey, Evans, what's going on? How are you? I don't know if you have some connection issues. Feel free to jump into a seat. But yeah, you're right, Pat. As we go back over the laws that we've been through up until this point, that kind of brings us into that second point, which is your purpose. What's the right? What keeps you alive? And so, being aware of your circumstance, your situation, being aware of what is coming into your peripherals and having an impact on you, man. I think that is one of the key areas that many of us, as we get older, we miss. It's almost like I say it like this. When I was a child, when you're a child or when you're speaking to a child as an adult, you tell them to watch where they are or who they surround themselves with because they're influenced. But then for some reason, when we turn 21, we think that we're no longer influenced by environment, as if I'm an adult now and this doesn't have no impact on me. And it's the funniest thing how you transition from telling someone to watch who they're around to now I can be around anybody I want to be around because I'm an adult and it doesn't have any impact on me. Peter.
Well, I think one of the things for me is I've been in advertising a long, long time, so I watch a lot of TV. And I know I've talked to you, and you say you don't watch any TV. I always used to tell people I watch TV because of my job. And so one of the hardest things is I became a news junkie. And so I watch a lot of news. And, got home last night, got to turn on the debate, see what's going on. And you sit there and you realize that a lot of this stuff is no good for you. You just get all excited, you just like yelling and screaming at the screen and like, what the hell are you talking about? But and then you can't do anything about it. So it's something that I've had to wrestle with. Is I watch a lot less TV nowadays, even though my wife and my kids probably say I don't, but I think I do.
So cool, dude. Let me ask you this, man. So since it's great that you're in marketing and advertising. So what impact is advertising and marketing has it had on our culture?
Oh, it's tremendous. I mean, for the longest time, is they ruled. You start off at little kids with the toys, with everything, and then they get used to that and everything. And you can see it today. As far as iPads, iPhones, they're all addicted to this stuff. Yeah. I mean, I saw a video yesterday about how kids in, I think, Europe have recess and go outside and everything.
They do that still?
Yeah, they do. they don't do it here.
Oh,
and so it's a place where they were saying that a kid falls down at recess. That's part of learning. Where there's nobody there to pick them up. You got to deal with it. So it's that environment that like you say, whatever comes into your head, you're feeding it, and that's what goes in there. So and we all react to it.
Wow. I didn't even know they had recess anymore. That's over in Europe. That's that Eastern. What's that? Western. That's Eastern culture, right? Yeah, that's Eastern, I guess.
Yeah. I'll see if I send you the link again, because I thought it was pretty cool. These kids were outside. They were playing. They were whittling sticks and everything. And here our kids are just going like this, mindless. They don't even go outside. They don't even know what cold weather is. And they asked one of the moms that, oh no, it's too cold. It's 35 degrees. It's too cold for our kids to go outside. Meanwhile, these kids are all bundled up. They're running all over the place. 0 degrees out there. That's where you learn.
Yeah, that's where you learn, man. Pat.
Well, it does amaze me that I get fascinated with people that say, I can listen and watch all this stuff. It doesn't affect me. It doesn't affect me. And yet, how many millions of dollars was spent on advertising for a minute on the Super Bowl? And why would advertisers spend millions of dollars for 30 seconds if it didn't affect people? I mean, the whole point of leadership is to influence somebody else. The whole point of advertising is to influence someone else. They're spending millions of dollars putting all this stuff in front of you because they know it influences you. So you're fooling yourself by saying, that doesn't affect me. There's a guy who used to work at the radio station, and he kept telling me, it didn't bother him. It didn't bother him. It didn't bother him. It's like, change the record.
And that is what's so cool about what we're doing here, man, because what we're saying is we dare you to grow. And why do we want you to grow? We want you to grow to become a positive people that are influencing change, right? So we're daring you to become that influencer from a positive aspect where you're influencing people, or you're leading people down a proper road for their life, to help them to get out of their own way, to help them to change, to help them to grow, because we must grow first before we can help other people grow. And that's what it's all about. So we're growing in order to serve other people, to help them to grow. I mean, that's the bottom line. So whatever product or service, whatever it is that you do, we're pushing, we're ushering you forward to grow in that area so that you can lead other people to grow with whatever product or service that you may offer that's going to help them to change, to be better people. So we talked about growth, which was, what nourishes you. That was that whole list of things that we talked about, and what inspires you, what rejuvenates you. We talked about a little bit about what keeps you alive. That is your purpose. What is your purpose here? Now we want to talk about what sustains you, what sustains us. And that is actually people, right? We do what we do, not just for ourselves, but hopefully we do what we do to affect other people, to help other people, to serve other people. And you guys know on my other side, I tell you, hey, if you want to get rich, serve more people. Pete, man, so what's your thoughts on that, man, in advertising, and you probably come across a whole bunch of people that you're serving. What's your thoughts?
Well, it's funny because people usually want something. And, if I talk to you, I get into a networking type event or something, what do you do, this and anything? And, well, I want to talk to that guy, but he's got something for me. But the hardest thing is to say, what can I give to somebody else without asking anything in return? So I think that's where you grow a lot. As far as advertising is, we're always negotiating dollars. We're always trying to get the best deal and everything. But what I always try to do when I negotiated, because I was the one buying the Super Bowl ads and things like that, was I tried to make it a win-win. What do you need? What do I need? Let's get this thing done, because we both win at the end. A lot of times people just deal in, I just want to get what I want, and I don't care if you lose. It doesn't matter. But that doesn't work.
That's a bad combination there. Mr. Beatles in the building. How are you, sir?
What's going on, wealthy, healthy, happy people? Can you hear me okay? Mic check, mic check, mic check.
Yes, sir.
Mike's not here.
Mike is not here. Mike is not here today. That's all right. We got Brittany in the building, Pat in the building, ERGJ in the building. We got Laura in the building as well, man. Man, so what do I think about the win-win? The win-win-win is everything. That is that's the complete that's the complete relationship, man. Where you get something out of the deal, the company gets something out of the deal, the person that you're working with gets something out of the deal, and then everybody has value at the end of the day. I think I might be, you guys might already have said this, but I'm chiming in a little late. But I think when it comes to networking, I think the best way to add value is find out how you can help somebody else. Find out more about their business and what it is that they do. And in a networking, especially in networking conferences, right? And let's talk about that for a minute. In a networking conference, a lot of times what you want to be is you just want to be the connector. You want to talk to more people than anybody else in that particular conference and find out about their particular skill set, their thing, their value, their need, their pain point. Because what will happen is that as you talk to more people in that particular conference, you'll be able to say, hey, I just talked to this guy named Jim, and Jim is a contractor for this particular thing. And I think he has exactly what it is that you need. By being a connector, you're adding value. And what ends up happening is that they come back to you for the stuff that you need eventually. But figure out how to help people, connect them together, and you'll have a lot of success.
Man, I don't like networking conferences. I just don't even go.
I do. You gotta go. You gotta go to those things, man. You do.
Well, no, it's funny because whenever the word, I go to stuff, but I don't necessarily go to something that's called a networking. Like if they call it a networking event, because I think it gives a connotation. Not that there's nothing wrong with it, just my personal opinion. It just gives a connotation of let's pass out a whole bunch of business cards. And I don't need a business card. What I need to know you and what you do and what you offer. But it turns into, hey, make sure you get 5 business cards by the time you leave. No, that's not what I came here for. I didn't come here for a business card. I came here to hopefully establish some type of rapport and relationship. So it goes into, I always find people to talk to just because that's just who I am. But I tend to see the whole let's just pass out more business cards, and that just doesn't lead to anything because there's no substance in that relationship. There's no, like I say, not finding the pain points, not really finding out how you can help one another to grow your organization or what it is that you bring other than, okay, you're such and such and you do this and this. Okay, fantastic. But how does that help me? There's never that conversation doesn't go to that level typically when I find myself at networking conference. That's just my personal opinion, but.
Oh man. Well, it sounds like there's an opportunity to get better when you go to those networking conferences.
Exactly.
You notice Mr. Beatles walks into the room and he's got like 60 props already. Like, how'd he do that, man?
He brings them with him.
No, Mr. Beatles has been gone for like 2 weeks, and so people are like, Mr. Beatles is back. Mr. Wealthy Happy is back.
Oh man, Mr. Wealthy
I can hear the millions and the millions of the Beatles fans.
Man, it is happening. ERGJ, it's happening, man. And I've got my studio quality to a place where I feel like I can be presentable. But it's been this last 2 weeks has been it's truly been a blessing, man. And again, it's because of this show. It's because we get up every morning and we choose to share, we choose to give back, and we choose to network with like-minded people that I feel like I saw an opportunity. And we talk about that all the time. We talk about, within the environment that you're in, seize the moment. You got to seize the opportunity. And that's what is happening right now. And I'm excited to say that we're hiring 67 new people in the month of January. I mean, in the month of April. And we're looking for all kinds of people, man. And I'm doing a lot of case studying right now for my consulting company. And it's just been amazing to see the cultural changes that have taken place since I've been down here, man. So shout out to the Wealthy, Healthy, Happy Network, the #1 marketplace for growing people, for assisting me.
Absolutely, man. So everybody in the comments below, I just wrote a phrase, growth is a choice. I want everybody to write that in the comments below. Growth is a choice. We're daring you to grow. And basically what we're saying, we're daring you to choose to grow. And so Mr. Peters just said that. He said we get up each and every morning, and it's a choice for us to do this. There's plenty of stuff that's going on Blab right now that may not be conducive to your growth, but you've decided to show up here. You decided to get up in the morning and show up here. You decided to get on your phone and connect to this network, to this place, to this people, to this community. It's a choice. It's absolutely a choice. Pat.
Well, and again, that shows intentionality. The first law is what do you intend to happen? Go there. And when we come together here, we are basically telling ourselves, our inner selves and the universe and each other, this is what I intend. I intend to do better. I intend to start the day with a positive start. And I'm going to take that positivity and share it with the rest of the world as I go out. And as I'm positively charged, the negative stuff will just reflect itself away from me.
That's right.
Absolutely. And so let's get into the third point, guys, of just reviewing the law of environment. Here's the third point. It says significant growth will not occur in your life if you are not continually challenged in your environment. So you want to set specific goals for yourself that are beyond your current capabilities. Let me repeat that again. Set specific goals for yourself that are beyond your current capabilities. In addition, you want to review your calendar for the upcoming month. So Mr. Bees has talked about April is upcoming. He's already looking at what he's going to be doing in April. Look for the best potential growth opportunity in each week and then plan for it by asking yourself questions similar to the ones contained in this chapter. So we want to be looking to the next month, and then we want to be looking for growth opportunities each week. So each week, we want to be looking for growth opportunities. Each week, we want to be looking for that networking conference. Each week, we need to be looking for that workshop, that seminar, that class, that book. And I keep saying it to everybody that I meet, the book that you don't read, the class that you do not attend, the workshop that you don't go to, it won't help. So you gotta make a choice to do it because guess what? Everybody else is doing stuff that's not helping them to grow, and we're choosing to do things that are going to challenge us to grow. Pete, cool dude.
Well, a lot of the I go to a lot of stuff during the week, and I go to a lot of labs, and I have a stack of books on my nightstand, but I don't get to them all the time because I feel like I'm hoping that they'll by osmosis get into my head. This is a big stack, but it's true. I think like this week I went to 5 different meetings, and 2 were really good. And that's the thing is you say to yourself, well, you know what? I'm not going to get up. I'm not going to go to this one. It's not worth it. But you never know who you might meet, who might help you. And that's the biggest thing I tell people is the person that's going to help you the most, you haven't met yet.
Woo!
So that's good.
Pete, I mean, this is a little public speaking. You're supposed to pause and repeat that.
The person who's going to help you the most, you haven't met yet.
Right.
Wait, I got to get that quote because ERG is going to take that, man. He's going to put it on the website.
Right, you better take that down. You better
write that down. You got to make it the video.
Right. Pat.
I better be in that affiliate marketing link, baby. I got to get my check.
Go ahead, Pat.
Well, again, as we go out and try to implement some of this stuff, one of the biggest thing is and you go to all these different meetings and stuff, and you meet these and try to meet people. If you're going out and trying to find a friend, you may find it difficult. But if you go out and be a friend, there are plenty out there that need your help. And if you just offer, how can I help? And so looking at the calendar for the next month, up here locally, and I'm involved with the air conditioning contractors because that's what I've done most of my life. And they put on an annual event where they all go golf. Well, I don't have a pair of pants that ugly. I mean, I just don't. I've never bought a pair of pants that ugly. I don't get it. And I don't golf. But I went up to the guy running it and says, how can I help you with that? He says, well, we're going to do some hole-in-ones and some things, and we need people to be there and take photos and maybe pass out. And I said, whatever you want me to do, I'll give you my day. What can I do to help you with that? And understand I don't golf. He goes, no, that's great. I need help doing this and that and all the other. So I'm going to be there and meet every single one of them and photograph every single one of them at the event for the association.
You know what happens with photographing, right? There's some conversation that's going on
every time. So I'm going to literally get to, meet every single one of them one-on-one, face-to-face, in how else would I ever have that opportunity where I'm giving them something, where I'm serving them, be of service, be of more service, find a way to be of service to someone else. Even if it's something you don't normally do. Get out of your normal shell and go and be a friend, be a help to somebody else. And
Pat,
you are back to you.
Pat, that's it. That's the formula. If there's anything that you're going to take away from today is just that. Is go out and be of service. So what I was mentioning earlier about when you go to these networking events, you go to these networking conference, this really is an opportunity for you to be an evangelist, right? For you to say, look, however I can help. The reason why you probably aren't getting the relationships, you aren't meeting the right people, is simply because you're going with the wrong intention. When you go to try to get something from an event, you end up leaving with less than you came with. But when you go seeking to serve, when you go, how can I help? When you go, like Jim Rohn says all the time, if you help enough people get what they want, you eventually have everything that you want.
That's it.
That's it. Jim said that too. Jim said that too. They borrow from each other.
It was Gerald Nightingale.
But that is the formula. The formula is be of service. Don't be afraid to step outside of your box. Don't be afraid to do something new, different, challenging, weird. But at the end of the day, it will put you in a position to develop the relationships because people get an opportunity to know you. They get an opportunity to kind of feel your heart, feel you out, and decide what type of person you are just naturally, just in regular old day-to-day kind of conversation. And those things turn into the relationships that last a lifetime. So go out, be of service.
Be of service, man. So here's the deal, guys. This is Wealthy Healthy Happy Show. This is Fan Friday, man. Going over, recapping the law of the environment, which we've been going through all week. And so hopefully this week has helped you to kind of see what's the environment that you're currently in, and is it time for you to find another environment? Is it time for you to connect with another environment? We've talked today about opportunities to be of service, to be a friend, and even some spaces where you might even just go volunteer at places where now you're in this new space, volunteering, giving of service. And Pete shared this example of that. It's helping him to grow. He never thought about, he's in advertising, never thought about joining this organization, but now that he's in it, he's finding himself getting more responsibility and actually able to help the next generation, which I know there's got to be a fulfilling to help the next wave of advertisers come through and become leaders. And so that's what we're talking about, that you're serving and you're growing, becoming a leader so that you can raise leaders. And so, hey, we're here Monday through Friday at 7 a.m., the Wealthy, Healthy, Happy Show. Pete, thanks so much for joining. You got any last words for the peeps?
Hold on a second. The person that's going to help you the most, you haven't met yet.
Hey, I love it. I love it.
Pat, man, you got any last words for the peeps?
The person that's going to help you the most, you haven't met yet.
Hey, Mr. Wealthy, Healthy, Happy himself, man. You going to sign us out? Any last words for the peeps?
Yes, sir. Hey, the person that's going to help you out the most, you haven't met yet. This is...
It's that show that tell the truth. Who's the one tell the truth?
Oh man, this is it's been a beautiful week. I've been tuning in all week, man. This show is incredible. It's amazing, and it's constantly changing people's lives and impacting people's lives. So if you know somebody that needs to be on the show, please share it with them over the weekend. Tell them to come back and view some of the recordings. But know that we're here 7 a.m. to 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Monday through Friday. AM. 7 a.m. 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We are wealthy. We're healthy. We're happy. And we'll be back. We're out.
We're out, guys. Have a wonderful weekend.